Well, I think we've reached a milestone here. This bike is ready for teardown. So I have been working on formulating the color combo of this thing, and I've got a good plan in mind. I've had a vision from the beginning. I think it's gonna look really cool, and I'm kind of down to just the color of the wheels right now. We'll reveal all of this stuff as we go. But I have been writing down on the bike the different components, the colors that I want on them. And I've also been working on making like different wire routing channels and stuff like that, knowing where I want to put little tabs. You know, I've got these copper tubes here that I'm going to use to route the rear turn signal wiring. I'm really picky about that. We're actually going to JB weld these to the frame, and that should be nice and sturdy. So I'm going to go ahead and we'll probably time lapse this, but go ahead and get this thing torn down, and then it's just going to start the process of working on final finishing of each individual component. I'm gonna have a lot of work to do with the engine. So yeah, I think we're gonna jump right in. So always a big moment. Teardown means that we have completed all of the fabrication, and everything at this point is we just bolt it back together when we're done. We gotta wire the bike, but yeah, I'm excited. So let's get going. Holy shit. Man, they got that thing on there. Oh, there we go. You know, this thing has continuously leaked on my floor for the last 4 years, probably 5 years perhaps, and I've just never bothered draining the oil out of it. I don't know why. Well, a problem we've had from the get-go with this bike is the Kickstarter not returning. So we need to diag this real quick because I need to order parts. So I have most of what I need for this bike already on hand. But because I can't leave anything alone, we're gonna go a step further. I'm actually gonna do a full rebuild on this engine. I'm not expecting to have to change the engine bearings, but we'll go ahead and just put a set of rings in it, give it a fresh hone, and just make sure it's all fresh. And this also allows me to just make sure it's cleaned even better. Ugh. I think this thing got water in it at some point. Clutch basket looks really good. I mean, that looks oddly clean. It's just this like goop all on the bottom here. So by disassembling it, I can get all of that goop out of here and just be extra sure that this thing is perfect. I'm actually not finding an issue with the kickstart right now. Strange. I'm gonna play around with it.
A few moments later.
So it appears that there's actually no issue here. The spring looked like it was not really seated properly. It needed an extra wind on there to actually lift the kickstart lever up, but you can see it actually returns now. And it does rotate the engine, so the gears engage back there, and I think we're good to go. So I might just go ahead and order another spring just because this one might just be wore out. But other than that though, our C-clip is in the right spot. Everything else is looking fine. So, cool. love it when that stuff falls on the floor. The lift is empty. The blanket is full. So this thing is torn down, and it is time to now start organizing these parts even further, clean the high priority parts and get them over to powder coat or refinishing. And of course now I'm waiting on a few parts, so once those come in I will actually go through that engine. So it's just going to be a disassembly, cleaning, and then I will of course paint the cases. I want to make it look really good, and then we'll get it back together. So I am going to put new rings in it. We'll hone the cylinders. I'm sure the bearings are probably fine in it, but we'll see whenever we get to that point. And if I was to replace the bearings, I need to have it apart before I can see what color they are, and of course measure the crank. So yeah, I think it's gonna come together really well, and I'm excited to get to it. So anyway, I hope you guys like this one. If you haven't seen any other videos on this bike, check the description. There's a playlist on this thing. Get caught up. And yeah, check out some other videos on the channel, and hope to see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.